Yes, what do you mean by annuity cash flow? Yesterday also I told no.
Either income or outgoings involves in the same sum in each period.
We have the same amount of cash flow every period. There is no change from one cash flow to another cash flow. Okay, that is annuity. So then in those also you have an ordinary annuity and annuity due. So ordinary annuity is when you have the cash flows at the end of the period, and annuity due means when you have the cash flows at the beginning of the period. Yesterday we have already seen how to calculate present value and future value of ordinary annuities. Now we'll see how yesterday again we have seen how to calculate the annuity due of present value, its future value of annuity due, if you remember. That is what yesterday we have done the last thing. Now we will do the present value of annuity due. Okay. So annuity due means the cash flows that you are going to receive or pay at the beginning of each period. So in future you are having some cash flows at the beginning of the period. What is its present value? That is what you have to calculate. So the formula will be, for every anything present value means you have to divide with a factor. And yesterday I told you what is the only difference for normal annuity factor and annuity due factor. Same formula we will be using, but an additional thing is we will multiply the factor with 1 plus r. That's all. That is the only addition you have to remember when it is annuity due. So if you want to calculate present value of annuity factor due, that is due. So this is the formula. Normal, whatever is, you see, this is normal present value factor formula. To that, you are simply multiplying 1 plus r. Okay. This thing is there, 1 plus r. And this factor you will use to find out the present value of the annuity due cash flows. So if we are putting that in a formula, it will look like this. Okay. We'll do one example. So calculate the present value of an annuity that pays 5,000 at the beginning of each year for the next 5 years. The discount rate is 8%. So first you have to solve for factor and multiply it with whatever is the payment or receipt or annuity that you are having. So use this formula. So first let us solve for each term. Let us solve for 1 plus r to the power n. Everyone have to answer me quickly. So what is r here? What is r?
0.08.
0.08. What is n? So
5.
how many? 5. Okay. Tell me what is the answer?
1.469.
In some cases, it will be written as this way also. Same thing we are writing this way also. So both means the same. How much?
1.469.
1.08 to the power 5. How much?
1.469.
Okay. Then we will solve for 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power n. So we already got what is 1 plus r to the power n. It is 1.4693. So 1 divided by this you have to do. How much?
0.6805.
05 or 06, whatever. You have to round it off to the nearest this thing. Then 1 minus the whole thing. The numerator. This whole numerator you find out now. So already we got what is the 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power n. So 1 minus 1.4693.
0.3194.
Now implement this denominator. So we already know what is the numerator. 0.3194 divided by r is 0.08. So
3.9925.
right now to this what we are doing, multiplying 1 plus r here, right? So multiply with 1 plus r. So what is r?
0.08.
Right, so in place of r put 0.08. So it will be 1.08. How much? What is the factor?
4.3119.
4.3119. This is the factor. We got present value annuity factor for annuity due. So this you will use to find out the present value, multiply with the factor. So our payment is how much? 5,000, right? Present value of annuity. For how much we have to find? For 5,000 is what is given in the problem, in this example, right? So payment, how much? 5,000. And this factor we got is 4.3119. So tell me, what is the answer?
21,559.
Are you all able to follow? So annuity due,
Yes, sir.
present value, factor you have to find out and multiply it with the amount, whatever is the cash flows we are going to receive. Next, we have a concept. We have already done this, how much to save, right? Suppose in future, a lady wants to save 1 million, and how much she has to deposit. In the same way, you have a sinking fund concept. Sinking fund means a fund is created by the companies to replace their uh, to invest somewhere, they want to replace the old machinery, they will create a sinking fund so that later on it will not become difficult for them to arrange funds for buying that huge equipment, they which involves huge amounts of money. So sinking fund, suppose you know that a machine costs so and so rupees. So how much you have to start depositing now in the sinking fund? It is same like how much to save when you want so much of balance in the future, like that. Okay. So each payment will be sure the future value should be divided with the factor 1 plus r to the power n minus 1 by r. It is the future value annuity factor, if you remember. For present value, it will be 1 minus. For future value, minus 1 will be later. For present value, it will be before. Look up here. We calculated no for annuity due. It is present value. So 1 minus, it will be 1 minus. Whereas if it's future value you want to find out, it will be the 1 plus r to the power n minus 1. So first we have to solve for this factor and use it to divide the amount of future value. You will get what should be the each period's payment. This already we have done one example. One more we will do. So your company estimates it will have to replace a piece of equipment at a cost of rupees 8 lakhs in 5 years. To do this, a sinking fund is established by making equal monthly payments into an account, paying 6.6% compounded monthly. So how much you should be paying? So here, monthly means what we have to do again?
N into P, ma'am.
Yes. And R? What you have to do with R?
R into P.
Yes. So this, whatever is the factor, suppose you want to find out the future value annuity factor, this whatever you are having, that is supposed to be changed. So R will be divided by 12 and N will be multiplied with 12, right? And R will be divided by 12. This is what we have to do. So find out factor and tell me, annuity factor and tell me, future value annuity factor, implement all the numbers. I'm not going to show you step by step now. So what is R?
0.06.
0.
0.66, ma'am.
Yes, 0.66. And N is 5 years. R in the denominator, again you have to take 0.066. So quickly solve and tell me what is the answer for this. Are you all doing? What happened? Are you doing or no? Tell me the answer. Not solving. So if you're solving for everything, you will be getting how much? It is 0.3897. This factor we will be using to find out what is the future payments, each payment. So each payment will be equal to how much, what is the cost of equipment, how much they need after 5 years?
8 lakhs, ma'am.
they need 8 lakhs. So 8 lakhs rupees divided by this factor 0.3897. Okay. Tell me at least this answer, you tell me. Eight lakhs divided by 0.3897.
2052.
Two zero five two. Oh, sorry, 0.83 again divided by this R by 12. I forgot that. This I forgot to do this. I forgot to divide it with the denominator.
70.854
Yes,
when we divide it with
70.8545. This is what. So now what will be the answer? Eight lakh divided by 70.8545. Yes,
11,290.
11,290.7. So every year for 5 years, if you are depositing 11,000, sorry, every month, it is monthly, no? They said compounded monthly. We have done N also, we have taken 5 into 12. 60 we have taken, R also divided by 12 we have done. So monthly, if they are depositing 11,290.7, then by the end of 5 years, and that will be compounded at 6.6 percentage. That is interest you will earn on this is 6.6 compounded every month. So after 5 years, 8 lakhs will be the amount in that particular account. Yeah. Now till now we were doing annuity cash flows. That is, we assumed that every period the amount of cash flows were same. But in reality, for all the cases, that may not be possible. Sometimes in business, especially when you have cash inflows, it will depend upon the sales revenue. And we cannot give a guarantee that every year you will have a fixed amount of revenue, sales revenue, right? So your profits will depend upon your sales revenue, and that sales revenue is not fixed. It will depend upon how much sales you are making, or even if it is cash outflow also. Even if you take insurance also, sometimes the amount of premium you have to pay year to year keeps changing, keeps increasing, keeps decreasing, depending upon type of the policy, right? So in such cases, whatever formula we are using for annuity, that will not work out, because in annuity, what is the assumption? Every year same amount of cash flow, that is the assumption. And then we made one factor, we calculated, and that factor we used, and we found what is the every year present value or every year's future value. But if it is a mixed stream of cash flows, mixed stream means uneven. It is also known as uneven cash flows. Okay. So when you have a mixed stream of cash flows, you will have to calculate the present value or future value of each period's cash flow. You cannot have one particular annuity or future value of each cash flow. Every period, so every month, every year's cash flow. And then to find out overall what you will do is you will add them up, aggregate them to find the total present value or future value. So every year's present value, future value, or every period's present value or future value, and then you have to add up every year's or every periods and find what is the total present value or future value. So if you remember what we have done for single cash flow lump sum, so every year is taken as one lump sum and calculated. Second year is taken as one lump sum and calculated. Third year one lump sum, one time cash flow and calculate that every year's lump sum, like it's considered as a lump sum and calculated, and then we add up each year's. Okay, so we'll see how to calculate. So first we'll do present value. In present value, I told you it is division with the factor. So look here, present value cash flow will be equal to C1 means what you are going to pay or receive at the end of first year, cash flow after first year. Then C2, at the end of second, C1 will be cash flow at the end of first year. And if it is C2, so it will be cash flow at the end of second year. Like that, how many years you have, that cash flows you will be taking. And R, we know, R is the interest rate. And first year means only one time, 1 plus R, that's all. Second year, you will square it. That is compounding means you are going to multiply it with itself. Third year to the power 3. Like that, how many years? Cn means total number of years for which you are having the cash flows. And then it is not 2n, it is simply n. So that many, to find out the factor, it is 1 plus r to the power n. That you will divide, the cash flow you will divide with this factor. So all these you are going to add. Summation of all these present value cash flows is, this is how we represent it. Okay, we'll do one example. Following bonus is expected from mutual fund investment for 3 years. Okay. Following bonus is expected from mutual fund investment for 3 years. First year 1000, second year 2000, and third year 2500. So find the present value of these cash flows if the discounting rate is 11%. Okay. So what is C1? What is C1?
1000.
Amount. Yes, it is 1000. Then C2,
2000, ma'am.
right. C2 is 2000. C3 is
2500, ma'am.
2500. And what is R?
0.11.
0.11%.
Yes, 11%, or it will be 0.11. So can you try? Just try it. So present value will be equal to so this first term right? So cash flow 1 is 1000 divided by 1 plus R. So R is 0.11. Second cash flow is 2000 and R is 0.11 to the power 2. Third cash flow is 2500 and R is 0.11. Tell me what is the answer? So you can also write this. So you can write this as 1.11 and this how much you tell me? 1.11 to the power squaring it to the power 2. How much?
1.2321.
1.2321. This will go. Then
1.3676.
1.367. Find out the present value of each. 1000 divided by 1.11. How much?
900.9.
900.9 plus 2000 divided by 1.2321.
1623.24.
1623.24 plus 2500 divided by 1.367.
3417.5.
34? No, it should be less.
1067.4.
1827.97.
2500 divided by 1.36. So find out the total. Total of all these three.
4352.11, ma'am.
4352.11. So the present value of all these, what you're going to receive is 4352.11. This is how you have to do. Next, in the same way, now this is present value we calculated. In the same way, we can calculate the future value also. you have future value. So suppose if you are investing somewhere every month, or if you are going to if you want are saving something, or you expect some amount, so you want to know what will be its future value in after some time period. The formula for this future value of uneven cash flows is, here you see we have divided, here we are going to multiply the cash flows. So the formula is different for this. So cash flow 1, whatever you are going to receive at the end of the first year, then cash flow not means what you are receiving, I mean first year, and what you are then that will be used to multiply, n will be used for it. So here I or r both means the same thing. Again you will get confused. I will use r only. Okay. So like that, every year, suppose if your investment is for 5 years, so whatever you are receiving cash flow as on today, you will find out its present value for, future value for 5 years. So that is why you are doing n. Period. That is the value on that date. It's what you are finding out. So for it, no need of finding out the future value. It is not needed to be compounded further. That is the end. So for it, the factor will be 1 only. Okay. So look into this example. Kabir plans to save as much as possible. The following are his savings deposited in his account for 4 years. What is the future value at an interest rate of 8% compounded annually? So Kabir wants to save every year. So first year he is saving 2000, second year 25, third year 3500, and fourth year 3800. So here first year means we will take CF naught, that is first cash flow. So future value. So first year's cash flow, how much? 2000 is the saving. To the power n. Okay. So here R is how much? 0.08. And N is how many years? 4 years. Next, second cash flow, 2500. Now, whatever you are earning next year, it will be invested only for 3 years, no? So that is why you are doing 3. That is n minus 1, or I will write this way, n minus 1. So 4 minus 1, 3. 3 is what you have to take. Next, what will it be? 3500. Yes. One plus R. How much will it be? To the power 2. Then last one, 3,800. You have to solve it because I have not solved it. Now here, last one we are doing is to the power 1, or if you don't write anything, that is fine. You have a small discrepancy for what I have shown and what is last. We are not getting just cash flow in the future. CFN means as it is you have to take. Here what is happening, CFO means it is assumed as in the first year. First year at the beginning, whatever you are investing, that is the meaning. So if we are assuming it as the beginning of the cash flow, beginning of the year cash flow, then we will take it as we will assume it to be invested for 4 years. Then this 2,500 what you got in the second year, you'll invest it for 3 years. Then 3,500 for 2 years and 4,000 for 1 year. So totally he's saving for 4, saves 3,800. He will wait till the end, or he will wait 1 more year to withdraw it. That is the meaning. So you all have to do this calculation. Tell me 1.08 to the power 4 how much? Quickly you tell me.
1.3604.
1.3604. Okay. 2,500 multiplied with to the power 3. 1.08 to the power 3.
1.259, ma'am.
1.259.
259.
Then square it.
1.1664.
And 3,800 multiplied with 1.08. So 2000 multiplied with 1.3604, 2720.8. Can you tell me?
Ma'am, 3149.28.
3149.
9.28.
Next.
4082.4.
4082.4. Then
4104, ma'am.
and total
14056.657.
14056.67. So he will be saving, or
Ma'am,
he will be
657, ma'am.
one
657. After the decimal, ma'am. After the decimal.
So if he's
Something-
saving every year 2000, 25, 35, and 38, that is compounded annually at 8%. By the end of 4 years, that is in the fifth year, he will have 14,056.57. That is the meaning. Okay. So we have a few more topics in this. How if you are having a perpetuity cash flow. Perpetuity means forever you will be getting some amount. So what is its present value? That and loan amortization table. These two topics are left in time value that we'll be doing in the Thursday's class. And on Thursday, once I finish that class, I'll be sharing all the notes with you. Notes, formulas, and everything. Okay. Answer your attendance. Yashwant Reddy,
Present, ma'am.
Aditya, Ahmed,
Present, ma'am.
Bhavesh, Akshit,
Present, ma'am.
Anirudh,
Present, ma'am.
Apurva, Ashwath,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Atreyi,
Present, ma'am.
Anjali Reddy,
Present, ma'am.
Tarun, Mahat,
Present, ma'am.
Girish Reddy,
Yes, ma'am.
Vijay Kumar, Neha,
Present, ma'am.
Gohar,
Present, ma'am.
Sai Lahari,
Present, ma'am.
Ishan,
Present, ma'am.
Jatin,
Present, ma'am.
Satvik,
Present, ma'am.
Charanya,
Present, ma'am.
Sriraj, Siddhant Reddy,
Present, ma'am.
Kushagra,
Present, ma'am.
Mallikarjun, Tarun,
Present, ma'am.
Jannat,
Yes, ma'am.
Sai Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Siddharth,
Present, ma'am.
Harshini,
Present, ma'am.
Vishwahind,
Present, ma'am.
Natasha,
Present, ma'am.
Kaushik, Srujan,
Present, ma'am.
Pujita,
Present, ma'am.
Preeti,
Present, ma'am.
Raghupati,
Present, ma'am.
Sarib Beg,
Present, ma'am.
Serena,
Present, ma'am.
Shivani,
Present, ma'am.
Srija, Rishita, Madhuri,
Present, ma'am.
Sai Lalit, Rahul,
Present, ma'am.
Vamshi Krishna, Akshaya,
Present,
Harshit,
ma'am.
Ma'am, 681 present, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Yashwant present, ma'am. 665.
yeah, tell me. 623, Vamshi Krishna, Shreya,
Present, ma'am.
Yashwant,
Present, ma'am.
Sai Kumar Reddy,
Yes, ma'am.
Harshit, Sisir, Akshay Gaud, Pranit Reddy, Pratik,
763,
Spandana,
Present, ma'am.
Tarun, Anish, Shruti,
Present, ma'am.
Syed Mustafa, Sai Abhiram, Premdeep Reddy, Harshavardhan,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitanya, Shravana Gaud, Rishik Yadav, Sujan,
Present, ma'am.
Sahiti, Nitish Verma,
Present, ma'am.
Yashwant Gaud,
Present, ma'am.
Pujit,
Present, ma'am. Ma'am, 017.
017.
Ma'am, 898.
Who else? 603. Okay.